Y'all about to start this morning?
You about to do it from your car?
Of course, this is my meeting. This is my office, my car.
Oh, you're so smart. Why did I think of that? I went outside.
See? I can turn my car on, put my heat on, everything, if I'm cold or not.
That's smart.
Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue. Suggestive dialogue. Suggestive dialogue.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bianchi.
All right.
As always,
Benny,
and our special guest.
say your name.
Shaunta from Ep24.
All right, we are the Let's Talk After Dark podcast where anything goes and nothing's off the table. Basically, this is our second time going around doing our quarantine edition. The first one was a great success. Actually, you are our, I believe, Miss Swan, you are our first repeat guest.
Nah.
Who was the first one?
Tails?
Tails, yeah.
Well, he did the interview. She's our first. You know what? She did our interview as well. Yep. So you are second. Right.
Okay.
So tell
cool.
It's still good to have you back.
That's the last time we had you on the show.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
Oh, before we do that, sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Before we do that, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Spotify, Google, and what else? Spotify, Google.
That's the only important ones.
Spotify, Google, Apple, and watch us on YouTube.
Spotify.
But yeah.
I don't know how I messed up my name, though. Look at that.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Well, Miss Swan, what's been going on with you?
Nothing, just, during the quarantine, really just been focusing on branding, marketing, getting new ideas for photo shoots that are coming up soon. So I'm excited.
So how is this whole quarantine thing affect your life?
Not really, because I'm working my regular job, my 9-to-5 job.
You're
working
essential?
remotely from home. Yeah, I'm working remotely from home, but then sometimes I go into the office. So, my biggest thing is just making sure that my clients have food, there's shelter, just the necessities that they need during this time. Also, going over their food stamps, cash assistance, different things like that.
Yeah. So with the addition of minor inconvenience, your life has still pretty much been the same.
Yeah, everything's still been the same.
That's good.
Yeah.
You say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to ask, is she a residential counselor? I forgot what your second 9-to-5, if you don't mind saying it.
Oh, no, I'm a parent aide for CHD, Center for Human Development, and we're partnership with DCF. So my clients come from DCF.
So I want to ask, since it is, how has it been on your clients? Like, has your workload been a little more stressful with this whole quarantine and everything?
They've been a little bit stressful. For them, it's been a little bit stressed because some of them are losing their jobs and everything else. So it's kind of hard to, obviously get food and everything else, they need. On top of that, they have, small kids and everything. So diapers, wipes, things like that is kind of difficult for them. So that's when I kind of step in to help them out.
Got you. Is it, like, how is the, like, you do everything from home, right? Sorry, what does that mean? Go ahead. No, V, go on.
No. I just think it's pretty cool that everybody's still trying to find a way, But as far as your photography goes, now with the social distancing, I could assume that you are using this time to basically figure out how to best execute your new projects coming up, correct?
Definitely. Or I'm just like, honestly, I'm really weighing it out. Like my models and everything else have been really good. They want to get back into the studio and start working and everything else. So, just different ideas that I come up with and everything and sending them to them. They're like, oh my God, yes, I want to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to get back into the studio. So it's just a waiting process at this point to see what's going to happen.
So I wanted to tell you that seeing from when you started to the images I'm seeing now, and I am incredibly impressed with how much you've grown as a photographer. Yeah, I am incredibly impressed with how you've grown as a photographer. I remember I actually did a shoot with you one time. It was when you first started out, and
you were my first in the studio photo shoot. You, Sean, and was it
KJ.
E? Oh, yes, KJ. You guys were like the first ones in the studio. So like that was like really nerve wracking and everything else. And like learning about the light setup and learning about how to pose you guys and everything else was like crazy because I'm used to posing females and not males.
Yeah. But no, like just seeing your work from then till now, congratulations. You were doing an incredible job.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I think we are sharing this now. Betty, is it you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's my baby.
So, you know,
hey, we could do it. We might as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, but look at this. Look at right there. Stop, Benny. Move your cursor over to the far left top of the screen.
This one?
This one right here. Like the imagination or the creativity involved in doing something like this.
Oh, like, yeah.
It's phenomenal. And you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it's not only solely by myself. I have a great team of people. I work out in Nixon Studio Rental. So Nixon does the setup and the lighting, which is really great. And then, you know, my model Tiara, which was featured in the photo.
Yep.
She's amazing. So she kind of goes along with everything that I have like creatively and everything else. So it wasn't for them to actually kind of put that piece together. I mean, I probably wouldn't even have like that type of photo. So big ups to them, Nixon and Tiara. I appreciate you guys.
Look at this. This is phenomenal.
Stop it. Thank you.
She's like, stop it, but keep going.
Keep going, yeah. Keep going.
This machine runs on compliments.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Oh, shit. Here we are. But yeah.
So what are you going to try to experiment when, like, I don't want you to give away too many of your secrets, but what are you looking to experiment with when we all get back to normal?
More bright colors. I really see that my audience, like the first 3 pictures that are in the front. So it's Yesenia, Jake, who is from PSB Models, which Nixon is his mother agent. Yep. And the other, I think Ian is yellow. It seems like the audience are really drawn to really bright colors and everything else. So I think I'm going to be working more with bright colors instead of, you know, the standard white, black, blue, gray, that type of thing. Okay. I kind of want to put more out there, more bright yellows, more pinks, more oranges, burnt orange, everything like that.
Got you. All right. So a little off topic though. I didn't want to talk about this because this has been going on. What do you guys think about these producer battles that's been going on? Little John just battled T-Pain. Did y'all see that?
Nah, actually, I didn't see it. I heard about it, though.
Yo, Little John battled T-Pain. Like 2 weeks ago, Timbaland battled Swiss Beats. Like, they're doing a lot of these. I think coming up is Teddy Riley and Babyface.
I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I'm excited. 6 o'clock. I will be in my room.
That's today, right?
At 6 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah, yo, Teddy Riley and Babyface, yo, are you kidding me? Y'all know how much Teddy Riley's responsible for?
New Jack Swing. You can't. Come on now.
It's all him. New Jack Swing. But then he got Babyface, though. The one
that's dope. Trying to entertain everybody.
Huh? Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Babyface has been in this game for the longest. So he has a lot of great hits, too. But Teddy Riley can get you up on your feet, moving and shaking and everything else. So I'm tied between the two.
But if we going jam for jam, like record for record, Babyface, he's responsible for, like, he got Keisha Cole records, he got Usher records, he got Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Babyface might come out on top of this, including Babyface's catalog, including Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk?
So can you guys, because I haven't heard of this, explain a little bit, what is this producer battle? Like, what are they doing? Just kind of like putting their best records against each other? Or something like that?
So what they'll do is they'll do something like this, right? Or they'll just do IG Live, right? And basically they each get like 14 or 15 records that they can play and battle against each other. And then one plays one, the other plays one. One plays one, the other plays one. And they're going basically round for round, like who has the better hit. Scott Storch battled Manny Fresh. First of all, Scott Storch torched him. Like you forget what he like. His last record was what's that song? Still Dre. You know what I'm talking
Sorry.
Pull my finger out.
Oh, I'm talking to right now.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm gonna put the finger like.
Oh, I'm talking to y'all right now.
I get one, yo.
But
See?
he did Lean Back. He did
But didn't he produce Britney Spears, one of her songs too?
Yep.
Back in the day?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the only time I remember him. That's it. I feel bad.
No, I forget what he's responsible for, but then Manny Fresh played Back That Ass Up.
Yeah.
So how does it work? People vote or they just?
It's just like, so it was crazy too, because it's like there's no clear cut winner. They're just doing this for the people's entertainment. You know what I mean?
Oh, so people like hitting like the love button as much as they want to and stuff like that. And it's lively. Yeah, got you.
No, but Netflix was like the whoever manages Netflix account was watching yesterday. Little John versus T-Pain. Like you had Complex on there, you had Usher on there, you had like Diddy popping in, like you had all these famous people jumping in and saying like play this record. Like it was pretty cool. Like it's really dope. Like
or even like D Nice when he did his like whole production, and then you had like Michelle Obama was in there, he was in there, and everything else, and then people were just like, "Yo, play this, play that, play this, play this," and it was just crazy.
But like they had like I think they broke the record for how many viewers they had. It was like 200 and like I think they got up to like 265,000.
Crazy.
Yesterday.
That shit was nuts.
Just on a live. That shit was dope.
My phone would have shut off. I don't have that 5G yet.
Yeah, you know,
it's always one person. It's always one person.
That 5G coronavirus, you don't got it yet.
5G coronavirus.
Don't got it yet.
I've been reading so much on this coronavirus. I feel like I'm like a natural theorist now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I put anything out on Facebook, like they're gonna come after me on my door and stuff like that. Like
you Dr. What is it, Seretti?
I mean, so since we're on this subject, what are your thoughts about it though?
About the virus?
The virus?
Mm-hmm.
It's a legit man-made virus. I just feel it was an accident that happened, and before anybody took it serious, you know.
Shit, I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. I don't know about you.
That shit wasn't an accident. They threw that shit out there.
I don't know. I don't know how true this is, but like you know how we have the CDC.
Yeah.
And, like, we have this, you know, the disease control center, disease control or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, China's is in Wuhan, and that's where they test vaccines and you know like what virus and stuff like that. So I have no doubt that it is a man-made virus, but I do believe that it was accidentally released. And that's why that whole town got sick.
So supposedly the story, it just goes like that. It's they were researching because most SARS cases come from bats, anyways, and you know how Chinese Western medicine is longevity and everything.
Yeah.
So supposedly that these bats could live with this, so they wanted to see how if you could pretty much make humans not get sick anymore. I think that's the main thing, right? Like pretty much illness is what kills us.
Then some nigga said, "Let's fry that bat up. I'm hungry."
Nah, I think what happened was whoever was patient zero got that shit and didn't know. It was like walking through town ordering that bat shit.
So yeah, that bat thing is not real. It's from the Wuhan market where they fucking basically get all kind of animals and they just throw them in little cages. Exactly. So basically all the diseases just fucking are all there. So somebody must have ate something that they weren't supposed to eat and then got that disease from that animal. Actually, it wasn't technically a bat though.
what they said was
it was something.
It's not physically possible for a human to contract it from a bat. That's the thing. So for it to be able to, we could get that type of, COVID, it had to be mutated or tampered with.
I'm gonna need to see your lab results and your theories and your. I'm gonna need to see all of the information you have behind that statement.
I mean, because the funny thing is, I first heard about it in January when I was like ordering my hair, and it wasn't coming in.
It wasn't coming in.
And then I was like, why is it not coming in? What's going on? And then that's when I heard about it, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And I started reading about it and everything else. So it's been crazy. It's been really crazy.
Yeah.
It's been nuts.
I think it's funny though. Like if you order anything now back from like, China, I'm trying to, restock up on my sex toys again. Need some new stuff. It's cheap now. It's cheap now too, man. It's real cheap now. So you gotta buy now.
They're all fucking coated in coronavirus though.
Yeah, they all say on it though. They say all the little sites say we're sorry for the Why you shaking your head, Miss Swan? You know you'd be ordering from those sites too. Alibaba, you'd be. Come on.
No, Adam and Eve. I think
Adam and Eve, they're expensive. Expensive for the same shit.
I am American made.
No, they still come from China. Just repackaged.
Yeah, I can't.
It's like when you cheat on your ex with another ex, it's the same thing, just repackaged.
Just repackaged.
Can we talk about this? I saw a post and it really made me think about us as guys, and because we had a woman on here, I'm actually happy. Like fellas, like you ever been cheated on by a girl?
Probably, yeah.
This is coming up like Paris Nicholas. Shout out to him. I had this up there. And it's like, yo, but like when it hurt really, really bad, you know what I mean? Like you want to go slice her tires, something like that, like do some like ratchet shit they would do.
Honestly, man, like it might, like if I was 20, 25, like real talk, like if I was 20, 25, not even dumb, I probably would have just went after homeboy, like, yo, you fucking with my girl, like type shit, like. But like now as a grown ass man, like if you cheat, that's it. Like I'm just gone. Like it's no wasted energy, no wasted time, no wasted anger. Just.
But you would give that person a second chance if she did cheat on you. Like what?
That's what I want to ask next. Yeah.
So I have a song called "Let Down," and I like it's true to my story. Like there's too many women out here, and for women there's too many guys out here. Like for me to think like this is the one and only, and this is the person I need. Like if you did that to me once, you're gonna do it again. Like it's only a matter of time. And the reason you probably did it was just because our relationship ran its course. You know what I'm saying? Like so for me.
I mean, I've been cheated on. I will say I've been cheated on. I haven't been the one to cheat.
Ever?
And I did.
You ain't caught. Go ahead.
I don't have time to cheat. If I'm gonna go cheat, then we just need to break up. There's no
word.
There's nothing to kind of talk about.
Just have that conversation.
I'm more of a fixer. Like I would love to like fix a relationship before it gets to like that end course. I need to put my own. But I don't know. It's a hurtful feeling to feel. You kind of feel unwanted in a sense. Like damn, like I wasn't enough for this person, so they go and find another person. But then when that person turns out to be shitty, then you come back. Nah.
So I would say it's like an unwanted. I would say that if I actually believe that. Like it's not that I don't feel unwanted. It's just like I've been through enough. I've put people through enough. I've been on the side where somebody cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, it was never that they weren't good enough. It's just we're naturally flawed. Like, we're naturally flawed. Like the idea of like you thinking I'm gonna be the only attractive person you'll ever see again in your life that you'll be attracted to. Nah, you just slipped up. But that's not a reflection on me. Like if that's the case, then I'm just gonna leave. Like I don't want to fight. I don't want to fix it. I don't want to argue. I don't want to discuss why this happened so that it won't happen again. Like it's too much. I've been with too many women to think like I only need one. Like if it works out and it's.
Biachi said he done been with a whole school of women. Like oh my God, it's been a whole bunch of women I done been with. Stop it, Biachi, stop.
But that's what I'm saying. Like for me to think like, all right, so I value time. Mav, you know this, right? I value time when I value money, when I value anything. I value time. I am not going to spend time being miserable, upset, furious, mad. I'm not going to devote any of that time and energy to that. If I'd rather take the steps to heal, which is me getting away from the situation right away, because realistically, we all know people do cheat. People do try to fix it, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't end up working out anyway. It's just way too much to get over. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'd rather cut the Band-Aid than try to salvage what I know is going to be a sinking ship because I'm never going to forget that. Every time I have sex with you, I'm gonna think like, was you looking at him this way? Every time you put your mouth on me, I'm thinking like, oh, did you do this to this nigga? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize like cheating, it's a fucked up thing. Like you said, I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that conversation.
Would now just real quickly, just because you said a good point, like that's how you would feel, like you'd be hurt, you'd be thinking all those things. Now, Shaunta, you said you're a fixer, so would you be thinking about that stuff? Like, if you're in the act of making love, would you be thinking like you're trying to fix it? So would those thoughts be crossing your mind? Like, damn, was he doing this to this woman this way?
I mean, well, the good thing for me was when my ex did cheat on me, but this was like, you know, early in my like 18 and everything else, we wasn't having anything. So I wasn't thinking about that. Nothing was happening between us sexually. Now as an adult, yes, I would think about that.
That's,
you know, if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody and he does, you know, cheat on me, then of course that's gonna run through your mind, of course.
Yeah, and it all stems from like a lack of respect. Like you supposed to hold me down whether I'm around or not. Like, and if you didn't, sorry, I gotta go. I would like people say they can get over it, they can work through it, marriage counseling, relationship counseling. I'll talk to my friends. We'll do this. We'll try this. We'll try this. But before you know it, you're checking phone calls. Before you know it, you're checking text messages. Before you know it, you're thinking like, where's he at? Where's she at? Like it's a lot of work. I give people the utmost credit and respect that they can work through that. But for me, I'm not working through something when you deliberately just said fuck Bianchi.
So I think it may be the difference if a person was married, then I think that would be totally different. You'll probably have a different outlook about like, okay, this is my husband or this is my wife. We have kids, we have a foundation, you know, things like that. If they're in business together, you know, they're in a business relationship and stuff like, and everything else. So in that case, you may be thinking a little bit more differently than maybe a boyfriend and girlfriend type situation.
Oh, but boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, if I date you for a year and I get married to you in a year, it doesn't change the fact that I've only been with you for a year. Like if you know what I'm saying? Like if I was with you for 10 and we never got married, it's not the label that defines us. It's not the relationship, the title that defines us. It's who we are as two people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so if you were married and your wife cheated on you, would you work it out, or you'll just peace out? Like
I'm out. Like it is what it is. If, like I said, if we've been together a year, we've been together 10, whether we're married or not, you still made the same mistake. It doesn't change. You didn't. I can be husband Bianchi or boyfriend Bianchi, but there's one common denominator. I'm still Bianchi. You see what I'm saying? Like when you fuck that other dude, you said fuck you Bianchi. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my mother was a single mother with 4 kids. Like it was hard, but she did it. You know what I'm saying? Being alone ain't the scariest thing in the world. To me, being alone is better than being in a relationship where you feel like you just like you're drowning. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's the big thing, since we have guys here. Who do you think takes it the hardest? Would it be if a female cheated on you, do you think a man would take it the hardest, or would you think a female will take it the hardest?
I think female.
I say it's equal.
I think female.
If I cheated on her.
So like say if a female cheated on you, you were in love with this woman, you know, and everything else. Do you think for a male's perspective, you think they will take it the hardest when a female cheats on them? Or do you think if a female gets cheated on, who do you think takes it the hardest between the two?
Oh, between the two, who takes it the hardest?
Yeah.
Ben, you said female?
Yeah, definitely a female. Because females see sex as intimate. Men, we could just fuck somebody and then that's it. I'll see you fucking 2 years from now.
So no, that's not her question.
No, like if it was the opposite way.
Do you think your wife would react worse if you fuck somebody else, or do you think you'd react worse if she got fucked by somebody else?
I think she would react worse if I fucked somebody, because women, women.
I think that's a lie. I think I don't think it. I think that's a lie. I think if you found out that your wife got slammed by some other nigga, like I feel like, and it's like, because I want to say love is like, because you like emotion and love, shit like that, right? It's
an emotion.
It's one thing that surpasses time, space, and logic, right? Like it's one of the things that just you feel it because you feel it, because you care about somebody, you love somebody. So my thinking is bad is bad. Whether or not you take it worse or bad, like it just hurts. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a man or a woman, it just hurts. But I think because as a society, we look at women being the less dominant in sex, that men take it harder thinking about their girl getting plowed by another dude. You see what I'm saying? Opposed to a woman having to think about her man just sleeping with a girl, fucking a girl.
I just really think it depends on the people in the relationship. Like, because if you cheated, like, you know, I think it's both parties, you know, really feel it. It's just who expresses it more. Society looks at it more like if you're a man that cheats on a girl, you know, you're a dog. But if you're a woman who cheats on a man, well, he must not have been doing something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Miss Swan.
I think in that aspect, that if we're looking at social media aspect, then yes, what you just stated is definitely probably a fact. I think more if a female gets cheated on a man, we're we're gonna fix things. We wanna make sure that we ourselves are good, but you know your partner is good also. So I think we take more emotion into it. But I think you guys get slammed the hardest when, like Biachi was saying, like when a guy can think, oh shit, I know my girl did not just have sex with this dude and everything else. So, the one question a male does not want to ask a female,
did you suck his dick?
I think that's like the main question that you guys would never want to know if your significant other cheated on you. You know,
I'm not asking that question. I'm just out. Like, she came home and kissed me.
I can't.
Keep it on the low. If you're playing me, my heart can't take it anymore.
Whining's better. I'm telling you, like, I feel like just think about sex, right? Just think like your initial thought about sex is usually a missionary position with a man on top, right? Like when you first think about sex, that's usually the first thing that pops into your head. Except for Matt, he's usually on his knees, bending over. But like,
things you do not want to hear. Okay.
but what I'm saying is, like, it's just, I feel like naturally we view sex as a man being a dominant figure in that. So for me as a man, if I'm thinking about my girl having sex with somebody else, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's just, what's the one question? Was he bigger than me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like,
I think that's everybody's. That you're absolutely 100% right there, V. I think that's every man's thing, but that's because men aren't taught self-love and to appreciate themselves. You know what I mean? And I think it's the same.
100% right.
It's the same thing because, you know, like women have those same thoughts, like, oh, was she, you know, why she had bigger breasts, stuff like that. But that's kind of like the norm. But if a man, you know, that's a constant fear. You know what I mean? Even sometimes in relationships afterwards, you know, you guys talk about who you had sex with. Most men still worry about, well, was he bigger than me? Am I good enough? How was it? You know what I mean? But then when you grow past,
you hit it right on the nose.
Yeah, but when you go past that, you know what I mean? You realize what the sex is more of an action. It's no different than, you know, niggas playing ball on the court. Then you go past the emotional stage of sex to the physical pleasure of just what it is.
So back to where we left off. I feel like, Matt, you hit it right on the nose because you got to think about like how men are viewed and how they're raised, right? We're viewed to be, we're not useful until we're useful. Like unless you can be a man, you're inadequate. You see what I'm saying? So like the idea of like some other, like your girl walking away sleeping makes you feel like you're inadequate. And so that is a shock to your foundation. Like, and I feel like only over time and over years, when you start to self-discover yourself, when you start to realize who you are as a man, as a person, and what you have to offer, I feel like once you get to that good enough space, it does make it hard for you to get cheated on and be like, you know what, I'm going to walk away. Have fun. Good luck. Peace. I'm good. I'll find somebody else. Like, it takes a while to get to there. Like, other than that, it's like you said, it's a shock to you. Like, It is the question. Was he bigger than me? Did you suck his dick? Did you do this? Did you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are always going through your mind. And I feel like that has a lot to do with our upbringing. That men aren't valued unless they can add value on a financial, sexual, this and that. And that is a lot of stress to put on a person. Don't you think?
I don't know. Maybe I was weird because when I found out, I was like, she was telling me, I was like, oh, it's kind of turning me on. That's why I realized, I don't care if you cheat.
Like, can you do it again?
Invite me next time.
Wait. So somebody cheated on you and it turned you on and your mind didn't go, yo, she cheated on me. You were like, damn.
I don't know why. So I was hurt, but at the same time, I was also highly intrigued because she was telling me what she liked.
He's like, I need video proof immediately.
But I mean, there you go. I think you guys should be able to open up sex. If you're in a relationship with somebody, this person you done seen naked and everything else, I think you should be able to open up and say, I want to try this or I want to try that. You
got to communicate.
Oh, that's mad 100% already.
Yeah, like you got to be like, okay, I want to try this little thing. I want not. She slept with somebody else, and then that turned you on.
It was very horrible. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, I never told her that. You know what I mean? Like this was a growing process. Like it was in the back of my mind. The hurt was there, so I didn't understand the emotional part of letting go of somebody because you don't own anybody in a relationship. That person doesn't own you. You don't own them. The thing is, you guys are agreeing to work together. It's pretty much a partnership. Like you guys have a road, a path. You have your two different lives. Be like, yo, I want to walk down this path with you. Because regardless of what, if you try to change anybody to accommodate you, you're pretty much trying to control that person. And by no means are we're not beings of control. We every day we just show that by always being defiant to our own cause.
I fuck with that statement.
Yeah, I'm still just stuck on the whole that whole thing. Like,
I mean, listen. I mean, you gotta learn somehow, right? You're like, how do you know like what you don't like if you don't try it, right?
But that's what you were saying. You got to communicate that.
You got to communicate that. For me, like it's like I guess how. Oh shoot, hold on, my phone button. Like for me, I look at it like this. Like I probably would have never known how I would have felt in that situation if that never happened. You get what I'm saying?
So were you able to get past that situation and work on it with her, or did you guys go your separate ways?
Oh yeah, no, I just told her, like she told me, I was like, okay, can you just stop? And then she said,
can you
no.
stop?
No, I said, okay.
He said, yeah, we got married.
Nah.
Like, can you stop, but only do it when I'm around?
Please just stop, please. I'm gonna do what I need to do to please you. Just stop. Don't do no more. Baby, please, baby, please.
Yeah, please stop cheating on me.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. That's exactly how it went, Viaji. Cry tears.
Like, we can be all right, but just stop cheating on me.
I said,
like, can you at least just let me know when it's happening?
You want? Yeah, no. At least
Let me get involved. I'm being selfish.
Keep the phone on after 9:00. Sorry, that's the time we had. We didn't have these unlimited plans. You had a call after 9.
That's
my God.
You had a huge cell phone bill one night.
Bro, no lie. My highest.
You call me after 9 p.m. Don't play with me.
Yo, nah, I don't know, man. It's it. Matters at the heart are tricky. People are different. No two alike.
Now, Miss Swan, are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
When he hears this, he's gonna be like, "Oh shoot!" She paused for a second. That was that. Nah. So you got somebody, but you ain't in a relationship.
No, I have somebody who I like care for on a in a deeper level, and I don't know. He's very special. He's a very special person.
Y'all just don't especially y'all don't want to put labels on it.
It's not about putting it's not about putting labels on and everything else. Like, I don't know.
Is he like a brother to you? Is it like he's a brother to you?
No.
Nah. So when when it hits like 12 o'clock at night and you need some satisfaction, you have somebody to call, basically?
No.
Satisfaction.
Wait. This is a perfect question because a lot of guys, I know a lot of guys are in this situation now. They got this girl, they're feeling her, they got this strong feeling for her, but they're just like on that sideline, and coach ain't ever put them in to play. There's a lot of other niggas they watch it play.
But no,
I know women like that too.
I bet you do.
Real talk. Like before I started dating who I'm dating, right? The reason I even had trouble jumping into relationships was because it would be of women like that. Like women would be in relationships, but when they shit wasn't going how they wanted it to, when they shit was bad, they guess whose phone they calling? Yo, honest, hey, what you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. You want to hang out?
Hey, big head.
Hey, yo, word. Hey, big head. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I just saw your Insta story. You're mad funny. How you been? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit happens all the time. Like, you know how many? Like,
but no, there's a lot of women who are very loyal, who don't go on dates, who are at home chilling on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, working their asses off, trying to get their business together, stuff like that.
Are you talking about you?
Of course.
but here's the thing, like,
why would I now be talking about myself?
She just described her life.
But here's the thing, like, I never agreed with that. Like, I just want a woman who knows how to stay at home. Like, nah, I want you to live your life. I just want you to love and respect me when I'm not around.
You just quote Cardi B?
Huh?
You just said Cardi B. I just want you to live my life.
Yo, like I'm not trying to tell you you got to be a slave. I'm not trying to tell you you got to comply to my insecurities. Like I'm not trying to tell you that. Like I want you to be the person you are, so you don't change up or not change up on me, but you don't revert back to who you are because you were trying to please who I was. You see what I'm saying? Like you're right. There are women that like it, but if that's what you like to do, then that's you. But I would never tell someone that's how I need you to be because I'm insecure about you going out. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's an insecurity.
You ever have a man tell you how he wants you to be and you kind of conform to it, Miss Long?
No. I'm my own person. And if I'm going to change within myself, then I'm going to do it for myself.
Word.
I think my biggest thing would be, focus on self-care for yourself. You have to love yourself in order to love someone. So a lot of women have, deep insecurities, stuff. And it's not that we need to be told that we're beautiful, every single day and everything. But I would like somebody who is loyal. And I think that's universal for everybody. I think somebody wants that one person that's going to stick by their side and be with them, be their confidant and everything else.
Do you think there's
and show that? I mean, I'm 34, 35 is right around the corner. So I don't feel like it's a time frame in a sense.
Wait a second, you're 34?
Yeah.
Right, baby.
Holy shit.
I thought you were younger than us. I'm over here talking about like after 9 and you're agreeing. I'm like, what does this girl know? Yo,
right?
For real.
I thought you were like 26 or some shit.
Yo, for real. Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
34. I turned
Black
34
don't crack,
in February.
right?
Hey.
You turned 34 when?
In February.
Okay, so you're a month older than me.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I look at you a whole different way now.
I feel like
the older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
she grown now. Now I don't have to feel bad. I'm calling Miss Swank. I think she's young and everything. Now she grown. She Shaunta. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, B. Go ahead. Continue.
No. So loyalty. I want to talk about loyalty. It's funny because I don't expect loyalty from nobody I didn't know for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like when people fuck up, people switch up on me. That's
a good thing, V. What is your timeline for that? I agree. When do you feel like just because I want to continue, but when do you feel like is the perfect time to realize, all right, this person deserves me to be loyal to them?
100% of my loyalty.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
In a guy's perspective, I want to know what a guy's perspective when it comes to loyalty and time. What is that?
So for me personally, I don't think it's a guy or girl thing. I think it's an experience thing. I think it's a time. Like I have people like obviously like my twin. You know my twin. Like I have somebody like my twin brother, right? Or my best friend I've known for 17 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if they switch up on me, I'm gonna shoot them on sight. Like, if they do me dirty, I'm gonna shoot them on sight. Like, I don't expect, like, if I date a girl today and a month down the road she cheated on me and I'm gonna say bitches ain't loyal. Nah, that's not the case. She doesn't, or she, like, there's no embedded, like, if anything, she's just pretending to be loyal to me because she doesn't necessarily feel that just yet. I feel like it's a time invested kind of thing. I feel like,
so how much? What's your timeline though? What's the timeline for you?
So for me, when I was about, like, if I'm about to do 10 years and you took that bid for me, like, I owe you nothing. I'm joking, but like, you did that for me. You didn't snitch on me, like, nah. I'm joking. But like, for me, I don't know. It's definitely not going to happen within a matter of a year. It's
like,
definitely not gonna
do you
happen.
have a time, or do you have like a connection feel? Like
I have
a vibe feel.
I have a connection feel that comes with time.
Okay, yeah. Ditto.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, if I agree, like, Miss Swan, I say, yo, Miss Swan, me and you about to date right now, right? Like, if you cheat on me this week, I'm not gonna be like, yo, you wasn't loyal. Like, women ain't, like, nah. I'm gonna be like, yo, it just is what it is. Like, she is only human. Like, if she was displaying loyalty, it was nothing more than you just pretending or acting the part. You know what I mean? Like, you really, like, you don't owe me nothing. Like, anybody I meet now, like, if a year from now, you don't owe me your life, you don't owe me your time like that. Like, nah.
So like, you're more saying like, okay, so a year, 2 years, you know, it's not an invested type of situation. At some point, like, I always say my longest relationship has been Ray, Liz, and Mika. I've known Ray for 20 years. 100%. I've known Liz for about 18 years now, I believe. And then Mika, I believe, is 17 years.
Yeah.
So my loyalty to them goes far beyond any type of loyalty because they have been there through my ups, my downs, my worst, and everything else. Like, they see me ugly cry in my face, no makeup, screaming. Like,
and the thing is, I, like, since we went to college together, and I've known these women in your life as long as I've known you. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's just say it this way: you could meet a man tomorrow, be madly in love with him. He would never be in your life longer than that.
Of course. Hands down.
So
hands down.
They get the loyalty. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They deserve that shit. Like, they don't live. Like, I feel like loyalty comes with experience. It comes with what we've been through. It comes out with, like, when I needed you, were you there? Like, you know what I mean? And when you needed me, did I show up? Like, and truth be told, if it's somebody I just met, I might be like, yeah, I'm really not feeling that. Like, I'm gonna stay home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like there's time invested.
True.
What you think, Benny? Benny's like, fuck everybody.
Nah, I was watching something real quick.
Hey, Benny.
He said this is too sentimental for me.
I feel stay out of that.
Benny, did you have a lot of people there for you, B, or were you like me, kind of like a lone wolf type thing?
Yeah, I've always been a lone wolf. I don't got time for nobody.
Damn.
You know, I have a lot of friendships that are long, but they're not like they're not always like, it's like when I meet these guys I've known for, it's like you picked up where we left off, but they were never there. You know what I mean?
I see, that sucks because you don't get that. You haven't experienced that. Like, when I say loyalty, like, that's what I mean. Loyal, the word, the understanding, the feeling, the knowing that if I'm in a rough spot, these 3 women are going to, you know, pick me up. Even though I have my family, I got my mom and everything else, I have my grandfather to help me out financially, you know, that's not a problem. But they're going to, with no questions asked, you know, nothing. They're going to do what they need to do to make sure that I'm okay.
Blood to make you closer.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one guy I got. One dude. Yeah. If you say it like that, yeah. Like, but that's the thing, though. I'm not like somebody to ever call anybody. You know, I've been in some shitty situations. I just been like, I gotta figure this shit out. You know, tears, crying, shit like that. It's just like, yo, I just gotta figure it out. Because I don't know. I feel like it's a burden. Maybe it's selfish, though.
But I mean, you feel like it's a burden, but I think it's more of a difference between, you know, men and females. With with myself and then with my girls, like, we're all independent. So we're not always going to be like, oh, hey, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? No, we're going to figure this shit out because that's how our families have raised us. I mean, I grew up with a single parent. My father passed away 20 years ago. So I watched my mom, work 3 jobs, had a house, 2 different cars, different things like that. I watched her do it. And that's something that I was able to gain. I also seen the side of marriage as my grandma and my grandfather. I seen that, he did everything he needed to do to make sure that my grandmother was happy. But you shouldn't feel like you're a burden on, if you needed something from a friend, you shouldn't feel like it's a burden. Because if you feel like it's a burden, then maybe that's not really your true friend, in a sense.
I guess my thing is like, if I can't get it myself, I don't deserve it. You know what I mean?
So only friends I don't want is people that ask for money. Like those are the only friends I don't want. Like, I don't want friends that ask for money. I don't want friends. The reason me and my best friend of 17 years have been best friends is because only time we ask each other anything is usually just a ride to and from the airport. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the only time we ever ask each other for anything. Like other than that, like he's never asked me for a dime. I've never asked him for a dime. Like I'm the same way. Like if I don't have it, I don't deserve it or I just don't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I don't know. Like it's a tough line because again, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody handles situations different. Not two are the same.
Do you guys cut people off too quickly? Like if you just feel it's just like too much of a headache?
But I also don't let people get close. So I don't have to cut people off. Like I have one friend. I have you guys. I have my best friend. I have my family. Like I'm 30.
And people in between.
Yeah, and in between that, like
you got acquaintances.
Yeah, like other than that, like I've had people like who I don't know that well ask me for money, and I'm like, yo, fuck off. Like, fuck off. Like, you know what I'm saying? But or if I'm able to help, I'll help because I know you really need it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm able to help in that situation. But
actually, let me borrow $20. I'll pay you back later.
So, guys, it was great having her on.
Listen, I gave Yachi $1. I cashed out Yachi $1 before because he sent me this thing. I thought he really needed it. And then come find out it was for his fans only. I was like, yo.
My only fans?
My only
I saw that shit. I was like, ignore.
I was like, man, I thought he was like needed something from a snack bar or something. He was $1 short. I was like, yo, I can help him out.
No, I just wanted to see if you do it.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, I felt so used. Not even a thank you either.
No, it was an experiment, right? I was trying to see.
You're an asshole.
It was an experiment. I got like close to 3,000 friends on Facebook, and I was gonna try to see if I can get everybody to send me $1.
So how much did you get?
Like I got like $20, $25.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And the people that are loyal to you. Oh shit, I'm one of them. My bad.
Send that shit. I ain't seeing it.
I said, wait, you sent $1 too? Oh man.
My bad.
I was sending out feet pictures.
But I mean, I feel you in that aspect. You don't want like, for instance, Ray, she will buy me stuff for like photography, a backdrop and everything else. And I'll just get it from Amazon and I'm like, I want to kill her. I'm like, yo, I talked to you about it, but I didn't want you to buy it. And she's like, oh, just shut the fuck up and just take it. And like, that's how it is. Same thing with like Liz and everything too. I'm like, no, God, like photo shoot wise, yo, Liz, she would give me like extra. And I'm like, yo, here, she's like, if you don't take that money, I'm gonna pop you in your mouth. And I was like, okay, I'll take it.
That's what's up though. That's really good though. That's good support you got. You know?
They're gonna make sure you're right.
That's right.
Yep.
They're gonna make sure, and they always have been like that with you. And you like that with them.
Yeah.
But see, that's good that you guys have that because that's what communities need to see, especially with women like working like that. Because you don't hear that a lot. You know what I mean? You know, you have girls that are friends, but they're more like frenemies, each watching each other. You know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have people who are like jealous of your friend and everything else, and that's not with us in our group. We always uplift each other. Everybody's
exactly
and stuff like that. So I'm blessed to have these girls, and my cousin Ashley. I'm so blessed to have these people in my life. Seriously.
That's good.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yes.
is it cold outside? I haven't been out since like Thursday.
It's a bit chilly. It's a bit chilly. Yo, I'm going stir crazy, yo.
It's supposed to be 64 on Monday.
Well, for what? For what? Like, what am I doing? I'm not going hiking. Like, oh man, this is terrible.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of enjoying it.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're a loner anyway. Like,
I enjoy not doing anything. Like, it's just amazing. Because I don't feel like I have to be so many places. Like, before I was there, this thing, like bang, 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 and now I'm not. And it's like, it feels good. I'm like, is this what old
what do you got to do?
I'm just happy
Nothing.
about the amount of sleep I'm able to get now. Like, cause I'm always on the move. I'm always on the move. Like when before the quarantine, I was out Monday through Thursday, and then Saturday through Sunday. I was never home, so I was always getting in late. I'm just happy about the amount of sleep I'm getting. I didn't realize how much I needed it.
Oh, I could have told you that.
coming to the shows hungover and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you guys think about financial wise? Like, are you guys straight when it comes to rent and car insurance and car note and food?
Yeah, I'm essential, apparently.
Yeah, my job ain't stop. My job ain't stop. My pay ain't go down. Like, I'm a salary employee, so like for us, we're fine. But we still work. You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, my wife got what's called furloughed. So actually, she's making more money than she would have been working.
Furlough, it's like the whole company stops until it comes back up, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they just let certain people go for like a month, and then, but yeah, like I said, she's getting fucking paid more than she was if she was working because they give you extra $600 because of the whole fucking coronavirus thing.
Shit.
I was like, fuck. I was like, what they fucking furloughed my ass.
I think this puts people into perspective when it comes to like savings and having that extra money in their account. That's one thing I learned from my grandfather. If you go on a trip, you bring extra money just in case something happens. Your car is your lifeline. So if your car breaks down, you got to have money to do that and everything. So you always just put money into your savings account just in case something does major happen.
You are 100% right.
I think that's definitely an eye-opener for a lot of people now to be like, oh, shit, okay, maybe I really didn't need to get those Fashion Nova jeans. I could have just put that money back into my account.
It was only $22.
30% off,
10% off? I used the code. No, you're right. Like, actually, what my mom taught me was always keep a credit card, a good credit card open, just in case something bad happens. Like, if you go out of town, keep a credit card. Just in case. Like, you can always pay down the credit card, but if you needed the money, you got it right there. No, you're right. Actually, I found myself having more money since the COVID thing because I'm not going out to eat.
Oh, I'm not going out to eat. Yeah.
I'm not going to the bar. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not driving much. I still got a full tank of gas since like last Tuesday. Like, I'm chilling. Like,
I've noticed though how many people are living. Like, we think they're well off, but they're living paycheck to paycheck too. Like, if you're looking at all these people who are like really hounding for rent because they have to pay, they're behind in their bills, and it's like, look at this. Really showed how many people are really in debt. You know what I mean?
This shows how greedy people are.
Oh,
like what's killing me is that in an environment like this, when people can't, like, there are people who did get laid off. There are people who did get let go for them jobs. There are people whose jobs are straight up closed. But the person who collects money from the landlord ain't stopping.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'm saying like it needs to, like, this whole not trickle down effect, but this whole ladder of who pays who pays who who. It needs to stop until this is over. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like so in debt that even the top can't stop because if they stop, they're so you know what I mean? It's just like it'll just crash down.
You can't get nothing from nothing. Like, what are they doing?
Seriously.
You can't get
You're not going to be able to pay your mortgage. You're not going to be able to pay your rent. You're not going to be able to do anything. Hell, you're not even going to put money on your lights or anything else. So, like, at this point, you're going to have to wait it out just like us. Like,
just like us. You got to bear it with us. And whoever's collecting money for them got to bear it too. Like,
yep.
We need, this is, I think, more importantly, like, in this time, it needs to be an act of selflessness where everybody just stops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to work 4 days a week, stop going shopping, stop going to the store on Friday. Like, if there's nobody shopping, then they don't need to keep the lights on. You see what I'm saying? Like at this point, we all need to just work together and stop. That's it.
But another thing during this time, you're gonna see who's really truly there for you. Like that person that's gonna pick up the phone just to make sure that you're okay and everything else. Yep. Or just to see if you're mental wise, because a lot of people are, isolation, they're by themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's when your psyche starts to play on you, and then you start hallucinating, and then things happen, and then you just go kind of stir crazy. You get that cabin fever and everything else. So you're definitely going to realize like who is going to be there during this time and everything too.
I'm losing my mind. I already binge watched Pornhub. I don't know what else to do.
You better call who you dating and be like, all right, yo, we need a FaceTime.
Yeah, I was trying to tell people that FaceTime sex is going to be the new thing. FaceTime sex is the only thing that's going to keep people sane.
What the fuck?
What are you saying? You live with your girl. There are people who don't live with nobody.
There's an Uber, man. I walk.
No, it's social distancing, brother. You can't go.
What do you mean you can't?
You can't.
Man, you are part of the problem.
No. Here's the thing. If I knew I was going to be quarantined, I'm already shacking up with you. Otherwise, there's no point of me being with you. This is the reason we're together, to get through times like this.
Oh, Lord Jesus. No, this is the time where you feel your loyalty, that loyalty comes in, and you're like, is she going to be doing this, or is she going to be doing that?
You're right. And that's why you order sex toys. So, guys, listen, I got this great site right now.
I'm having a collection of fleshlights.
I can't. So you're going to order the whole entire catalog. Like, everything is gone.
Different shades and shit.
Nah, I'm telling you, you got to get a fleshlight. You know what those are?
Yeah, everybody knows what those are.
Right. I'm about to just get like, all right, so I got...
She's like, no, I don't know what that is.
I got Lana Rhodes. I got Bella Danger. I got...
Oh, no, she knows. She started laughing at names. She knows. Which one's your favorite?
Mind your business. Okay,
this is Let's Talk. We talk about it. What is your favorite? Who is your favorite?
Now we're getting to another segue.
No, this is a perfect segue. Hard stop, right turn. Can I
take a U-turn?
Nah, right back to the same spot. Who's your favorite porn star?
Okay, you don't say your favorite, but how many times a week do you watch it?
Oh, there we go.
Don't lie now.
When I was working, probably like maybe 2 times a day. Now that I'm at home,
it's on repeat.
Like 4 or 5
times a day.
Why not? I'm not doing nothing unless I'm sending an email.
Oh, you say those? You saying those type of emails?
No, I'm talking about work-wise.
You have a fans only page?
Hell no.
We all gotta make money in this dark time.
I'm just saying, you know how those angles, you got a camera by yourself. I'm just saying.
I'm done. No.
You can make this could be the time you could make the stock market rise.
Yo, man,
you're doing that by ordering everything off of that one site that you're on right now. So you're giving them, you're putting money in their pockets at this point.
Well, I am. But that's why, listen, social distance, it's up to 10 people. That's enough for, you could make some money off of 10 people.
You're very reckless. You're reckless. You're part of the problem, man.
And I think they cut off the 10 people. It's like, now you got to
stay home. It's just stay home.
Just stay home.
And that's it.
My porn consumption is up like 80%.
Wait, do you guys have a subscription to this, like these sites?
Oh yeah, I got the Pornhub Premium, the one they give away for free. Yeah, I downloaded that shit.
Oh,
what's your favorite site though? You don't seem like a Pornhub type.
Who, me?
Yeah. What's your favorite? What's your go-to site?
It's either between Pornhub or X videos.
I like X videos, and then we got them the low cut joints.
Yeah, I can't.
It's what you don't see on the mainstream.
Yeah, it's a. I've been seeing like the bootleg versions of the porn.
It's the iPhone videos before they realize.
What's your go-to watching though? What do you like? Is it just like you like them like?
Oh, I have a theory. Yeah, I want to hear this. Yeah, go ahead.
Ebony.
Okay. Now,
I thought you were gonna say white guys.
I know, yo, wait, seriously. Oh, do you want me to name a star now and everything else? You want me to name a person and everything?
Yeah, why not?
Justin Slayer is my favorite. Why not? You know. Oh, and then I forgot the other guy. He actually follows me on Twitter. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, a porn star following you on Twitter?
Porn star following you on Twitter?
He followed me on Twitter.
I'm applauding that.
Yeah,
that's applaudable. Yo, you're definitely going on the wall of fame for me.
Yo, now I was like, whoa. I had was going through his tweets and I was like, oh, that's a dope quote he had put. I retweeted and he started following me.
Picture.
So you and Viachi both follow a lot of porn stars on Twitter, I take it.
Yeah.
It's only one. Now Viachi is a whole nother.
All of them. There's some that came out 15 minutes ago and I follow them too.
Jesus Christ.
Like new accounts you should follow. They're all porn stars and shit.
All of them.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey, I shouldn't. Don't feel ashamed for watching porn. That is a very natural.
Oh no, I'm not talking. I'm talking about you following the newest person that come out. Like, oh wait, I didn't see Shorty in this video. Let me go follow her.
I know her whole body of work.
All right, so here's a question. Now, if you guys, because we talked about what's that? Not the GoFundMe, fans only page. Yeah. If you were really tight right now, would you make porn?
Yeah.
I
make porn without being tight.
They don't care about my face. Like,
would you? I'll tell you, you would never do it, Miss Swan.
No.
No, not even like feet pictures.
No.
Yo, there's a
you make some money
market
off of that shit.
Listen, you can sell socks.
Are you serious?
You can sell sweaty socks.
They just like feet. That's it.
Yeah, there's a big community of feet people.
Let me watch you stomp on some watermelon.
Yo, listen, it's so funny though because out of the fetishes, the feet guys are always looked at as the weirdest because they are, people will see stuff get poured on anybody's butt, they'll see stuff get poured on anybody's boob. But as soon as people start pouring things on feet, they're like, ew.
Right, like that's the worst thing in the world.
Like I've seen somebody eat cereal out of a girl's anus. Don't ask me how, it just happened.
I didn't do it.
I was
at a party, right?
The same party?
This is another segment. What are you watching at this point, and where do you find these videos?
He said Kellogg's Rice Krispies, Adam's Best. It's a very common search. Don't judge him.
I was trying to see like what's the furthest. Thank you, Viachi. I appreciate it.
Got you, dog.
Look, your brother got you. That's loyalty right there. Let me judge my friend.
Yeah, don't judge him.
Right? It's not weird if it pops up in a suggestion bar, right?
You went this far. Why not?
Here's if the algorithm is showing you what you previously watched.
So, what's the furthest page you went before? I think the furthest I was like 167 before I had to like just stop. So I didn't
83 before I realized I wasn't horny. I was just
20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm proud of you.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just be skipping pages because I feel like they're all gonna be the same. So I just be trying to get to the end of it to see what the freaky shit is.
I think that's a lie. Yeah, it's not 150 because I do hit the like out of the 10 count. So
yeah,
probably.
But I be looking at girls' weaves and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's a nice like little.
Don't you?
No.
Don't you look at outfits? You guys look at outfits and everything. I look at outfits. I judge outfits.
To when they're naked.
I judge how they talk.
So you just go, okay, that's the part right there.
Yes.
That's
so you like the storyline too then, right?
Storyline, I mean, some storylines are a little bit corny.
Yeah, but you do judge them though, right? You do watch them and judge them.
Porn has storylines?
Some high upper type of.
I'm not looking for high upper. I'm not looking for high upper. I don't want to
so you like immature. You're like immature. You just
I don't know the categories.
Yeah, the cell phone joint, right?
Oh, the iPhone joint.
Like, nah. like how you're looking at right here. Like this is.
Yeah, like nah.
All right, everybody. Let's wrap this up.
I've learned a lot today.
We took that left. It's time.
Yeah, it's time to close it up.
So, Miss Swan, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on LP Creations Photography on IG. Take a look at my pictures, like, comment, hit me up if you want to do a photo shoot.
And she has an OnlyFans account. What is it?
I don't have one.
But she was about to give it out.
Biatchi has one.
Yeah, onlyfans.com/Bianchi.
Hey, you do nude photos too, right?
Do I? I would love to do a new photo shoot.
I mean,
that's one goal. I would like.
You and Matt fucking cuddle up with each other.
No, I just want all of me. I just want me. I want to be on a bear rug.
Just you bear rug with your legs kicked up.
I wanna imitate the Ron Jeremy one. You know, I'm gonna cut all this off and just get the Viachi going.
Yo, I gave myself the colonial.
That's the 70s porn star look right there.
Yeah, I can't.
Who cares if my mustache says I've been nude in front of a camera? Whatever.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. As always, any question you want this, #LTAD.
So, like always, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Let's Talk Us Now. Listen to us on Spotify, Google, Apple. Watch us on YouTube. Bianchi, take us out.
Absolutely. My name is Bianchi, and with me as always,
Benny.
And
Mav.
We are the Let's Talk After Dark podcast. We want to thank our special guest. Say your name again.
Shaunta. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's Talk After Dark podcast. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Later, guys.